We're Creeper and we're on the cover of Rock Sound. You can buy it from shop.rocksound.tv. The record's called Sex, Death and the Infinite Void, and it was to kind of reference a lot of what was going on, like the themes of the record in general, and the themes of the story, but also kind of what's been going on behind the scenes as well. I thought it was a three-pronged trident. Again, it kind of much in the same way that our logo is broken down into three. We had the lightning bolt, obviously symbolising where the way we made the record, and the tears of the angel representing the true tragedy, the reality of it, and the angel itself being a character. Sex, Death and Infinite Void kind of summarise the three themes of the record and the reality of it as well. So yeah, that's why we came up with that name, and I felt like it was again three things that kind of everyone goes through as a human being, the human experience, and a lot of this record is about the human experience in general. Annabelle was one of the songs that we wrote in LA for this record, and it's the first introduction to the character of Annabelle, the female protagonist in the story. And so in terms of the narrative, at this point it's Roe, our character, meeting Annabelle for the first time and telling her from experience that God can't save us, and so let's live like sinners. And but in reality, what this is referencing was a lot of our experiences in America. For example, on the Vans Walk Tour in 2017, the Westboro Baptist Church came and picketed the event. And so we went down and picketed against the picketers. And yeah, they ended up tweeting us saying that we were 100% satanic and all we had is death.
Yeah.
And so we tweeted that, obviously, because we took that as a big... we were very proud of that, and we put it on a t-shirt as well. But yeah, so this song is kind of like the most upbeat satanic anthem we've ever written. So it's a kind of an ode to that experience. The characters me and Hannah play are Hannah plays a character called Annabelle, which we introduced with this new single, and I play a character called Roe, which is a character from another world who falls in love with a human being. And so Annabelle is due to be wed in a small town of Calvary Falls, and then my character kind of intervenes because from a different place, and I guess it's about like learning the sin of that situation, and that's kind of the very crux of the story. Really, that's where the story begins from that moment. So we portray them on stage and also in photos, and yeah, it's kind of the two characters we've been playing throughout this record.
I think we've got a lot of ideas.
A lot of theatrical kind of things.
Yeah. Will and I are both very, Will's really into musical theatre, and so am I come from that kind of background, so it's kind of we're going to kind of interlace that with the live show. We've got quite a few exciting ideas that we're going to hopefully be able to do.
We sat down at the piano the other day, didn't we?
Yeah.
Two of
us.
us.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Yeah. I won't go into that, but yeah, that's fun.
It's going to be cool. We got me and Hannah in particular, because we've been playing these two roles. It's been kind of fun to bounce some ideas around. We came up with something pretty cool the other day. So
yeah, it's nice to be able to bounce just between the two characters, being able to bring that onto the stage as well as on the record. I think it's going to make it even more theatrical and magical. It was Dunsmuir, wasn't it? That was where it all started, in California. And it's just this amazing, it's really it's like Twin Peaks, and it's north of California, and it's just covered, surrounded with pine trees, and we went for a little walk and we came across a diner, and it was just stereotypical, that kind of America in the woods kind of thing. It was,
Yeah, it was.
honestly, and that's where it came from, I think. Do you remember we went for a walk? We went for a walk around Dunsmuir.
The train tracks, remember the train track?
Yeah, the
It's
train
like Stand
track.
By Me or some shit.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
and that was the initial beginning of the mood board, wasn't it?
That's where it started. That's like where loads of the ideas, like actually walking around an environment. It was kind of like walking around the place where this imaginary tale was going to take place, and a lot of us walking around, the six of us being hungover and just kind of wandering around this strange little town and falling in love with the place. Started kind of getting the ideas together, and then I started thinking, well, if we're making this narrative is going to take place in America, I'd like to pull reference points from the music, from classic Americana as well. So we started looking at kind of like Springsteen sort of style stuff in terms of the production, and Roy Orbison and places we hadn't really pulled from before necessarily. And there was a very cinematic quality that Sandy brought along to the production that was very typical of like a Hollywood, well, I guess what you imagine a stereotypical Hollywood sound to be. So yeah, we were pulling from a lot of different places, like things that were associated with America quite a lot with this. In terms of the way it looked, I guess Twin Peaks would be a big reference point for some of it, but like also like there's lots of kind of snow and ice, and I was looking at like kind of the early Burton work, kind of in terms of like Batman Returns or something like that, with like the snow and ice and kind of the feeling of isolation that brings, because we obviously the stories about an outsider coming to a town and being one out and not fitting in, and I think that's a feeling that a lot of us have felt in our lives, being involved in music and things as well. And so the idea of having this kind of snowy, isolated town in the middle of nowhere kind of reinforced those ideas as well. So yeah, we were drawing from a lot of different places for this one. It's been really fun putting it together.